But as we are going to discuss this, you will see that I'm not very proud of what we have achieved because the insurance penetration has remained very low, and compared to other industries, we have not made a lot of progress for different reasons, which we are going to discuss. And as I said, there's a great of knowledge, insight for the younger ones, but I'll focus towards the end on a critical review of what we have done and what is being left ahead for the industry in Africa. So we look at the state of the insurance, life insurance particularly, in our region especially, and the trends in the market when it comes to life and life insurance and life assurance. There is a slight difference in those two words. So, life insurance and life assurance, in some countries, they are all taken at the same level, but as I said, there's a slight difference, which is shown there. The difference mainly is on the coverage. Life assurance tends to cover the whole life, and the payout is assured upon death, and it tends to be longer in terms in the duration of the cover, while life tends to be shorter and so on. But this is not very complicated to understand, as the nomenclature of insurance changes from regulation to regulation. So we find that in the US, when they talk about life assurance, the life insurance, they make a difference, and elsewhere they use short and long-term assurance. So the first one will be the long-term assurance, and it tends to have many add-on, many elements of investment, while the life insurance is short in terms, maximum 5 years, and it can also sometimes include some combination. Here you will find common forms of life assurance, especially the whole life policies, which used to be very common, and now they have been replaced by other types of life assurance, which are more understandable to our markets, especially in Africa, while in Europe and the US they continue to use the whole life policies as a tool for planning. And then you have the universal life, which can be versatile, variable, depending on how you want to combine education, pension, and death, and sometimes multiple death in one policy, and so on and so forth. Of course, they can be group and individual policies. So in the life assurance, before we discuss the penetration itself, we have to look at those who are the stakeholders, who are in charge of increasing that penetration. First, you have the insurance and the insurers, who are the risk carriers, and you have the intermediaries, you have the industry specialists, whom we don't have many in Africa, those who are advising in terms of pricing, reserving, statistics, and medical doctors and so on, and technology experts who come to support the industry in delivering services. Then you have the supervisors. So these are the main core industry stakeholders. So now looking at the insurance penetration in Africa, we have seen these numbers many times in many publications, but it seems that we have not taken full understanding of why South Africa has a very high insurance penetration. Why some countries have a high insurance penetration compared to others in terms of insurance premium over to GDP. When we are discussing this issue, we have to go deep and understand in each country the composition of those insurance premiums, where they are coming from. If you take a country like Namibia, it's not there. Its insurance penetration is high, around 89%. And I visited that country in November, and I wanted to understand why it is so. And I discovered that 95% of the economy is in the hands of a few people, 5%, who are white, who are educated, who have been using banks, who are financially included, and that's what you have. So when you look at the insurance penetration, you have to look really inside. What is it and what we don't have? If you come to Lagos, where I live, in Nigeria, you'll see that the insurance penetration is small compared to other industries. I like to compare it with the film industry, which is informal. I'm sure everyone here has watched a Nigerian movie because they are trending. I'm sure everyone has danced to the Nigerian music because they are now the best in Africa. So those two industries are probably bigger than the insurance industry. Why? And you look at the city of Lagos, the economy. This is the biggest economy in Africa. This is the biggest economy. This is the biggest country in terms of the number of population. There are many people educated who are not insured. There are many business people who are not insured. There are many traders who are going to China, to US, to Europe to import things. They have shops. They are not insured. When there was the NSARS, you have read the civil commotion last year, there were many shops which were burned. Very few had political violence, terrorism, and so on. And if you ask them, very few have even ever heard that cover exists. So we can say that even among the educated Africans who went to school, they are uneducated in insurance. So there are a mix of many issues: culture, religion, working in the informal sector, not having a financial plan for our lives. We are out of the age of working and so on. All those things, all those risks which we know will happen, will come in our life, and we don't insure them. That is what is causing insurance penetration to be low. If we increase the penetration, then our industry will grow, then our jobs will make sense and will have a meaning as we'll be contributing to develop our economies, to develop our countries, and to make our population more resilient. So there are laws which at least human rights to protect those workers. Here I'm taking just 1 month's conversation. We can go on in any sector of our life. So I appeal to the Commissioner of Insurance to work with the governments, at least in the name of human rights, that since we are paying people 10,000 shilling a month or 20, I don't know how much it is here, why not adding 2,000 for their accidents? Let's make it compulsory, at least to protect them because we are not organized in unions and so on. So South Africa, one of the reasons they have achieved at least that coverage, it's because maybe they organize in unions and so on, mining farms and so on. They achieved to enforce at least the employers to get covered. So now these are the countries in terms of life insurance premium weight and life insurance penetration. You will see that apart South Africa, which you have mentioned, you will see that life insurance is in most of the countries in the continent. We've taken a few examples. They are low in insurance penetration, and also the weight of life insurance is low. So South Africa, to achieve to achieve the insurance penetration of 14%, life represents already 11%. So life is really the engine of any growth of any industry on the continent, in the world. So you will see that in terms of affordability and awareness, you will see that we have savings. Most of Africans have been told that we build our house without going to the bank. We use our savings, different ways of savings. We have a lot of savings in our, and also we distribute money to our family, which we can invest by insurance, by insuring them, and other things. There are other mechanisms of risk management which we can adopt if, as I said, all stakeholders we have mentioned are working together, including education, including awareness campaign, including laws, and all those things should come together to create that part of saving which we do. So you will see that though life insurance is very important in terms of sourcing capital, and it's one of the best capital source that a country can develop, because their funds are stable. If the industry is stable, the cost, and it is paid in local currencies, the cost is low, and so on and so forth. Compared to others like international public institutions, we are always after loans from abroad, banks, international commercial bank, and so on. Now, the question is this: why Africans prefer to do savings and borrowings, even African government, and so on, instead of developing life insurance, which can generate a lot of funds which can be invested in long-term projects like housing and so on. So it's just an opportunity we are missing, and the sooner the better to have this type of mechanism to fund our economies. What we can say is that it's different. The trajectory are different, and this is normal because each country has its own culture and its own mechanism. So you find that in product offering, pension in Kenya is developed, and there are lessons behind. Those who are from Kenya, they can share some with us. In Tanzania, group life is the one which is developed in terms of life, of course, and in Uganda, individual life. But more importantly, we need other professionals to support these insurance companies, especially in sourcing business. One of the biggest problems in Africa, where insurance is penetration is low,